Pip was no ordinary cat. He lived in a small cottage nestled beside a whispering willow tree. And while his feline brethren were content with naps in sunbeams and chasing mice, Pip dreamt of flight. He'd spend hours watching the birds, their effortless soaring a constant source of fascination and frustration. He'd leap from the highest branches, his paws outstretched, only to land with a disgruntled thud on the soft earth below. His human, a kind old woman named Alara, would chuckle at his antics, offering him a comforting pat and a saucer of cream. One day, while rummaging through Alara's attic, Pip discovered a magnificent contraption, a collection of colorful feathers, lightweight wood, and thin strips of what looked like silk. It was a kite, old and slightly tattered, but undeniably beautiful. An idea sparked in Pip's bright green eyes. He carefully examined the kite, its intricate design a puzzle he was determined to solve. He began by batting at the feathers, testing their lightness and flexibility. Then he nudged the wooden frame, feeling its strength and balance. He spent the entire day studying the kite, his tiny paws carefully manipulating the different parts. The next morning, Alara found Pip perched atop the highest point of the cottage roof, the kite attached to his back, with a clever system of tiny knots and scraps of string he'd found in the attic. He looked magnificent, a tiny, furry creature about to take flight. Alara held her breath, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and excitement. With a mighty leap, Pip launched himself into the air. The wind caught the kite, and for a glorious moment, Pip soared. He wasn't flying exactly, but he was gliding, his body carried by the wind and the kite's graceful dance. He swooped and dipped, a tiny furry speck against the vast blue canvas of the sky. Alara smiled, tears welling in her eyes. Pip's flight wasn't long, but it was enough. He landed softly in a nearby field, the kite fluttering gently beside him. He was exhausted, but exhilarated. He hadn't conquered the sky, but he had touched it, tasted its freedom, and in his heart, he knew he had flown. He trotted back to Alara, purring contentedly, a small, triumphant hero returning from his extraordinary adventure. Alara scooped him up, showering him with affection. She knew Pip would always dream of flying higher, but for now, he had achieved something truly remarkable. He'd flown in his own way, proving that even the smallest creature could achieve great things with enough determination and a little bit of ingenuity.